Shalom, and welcome back to day 48 of reading the Bible in 52 weeks. Woo! Lord, thank you so much for today. Please guide me to your truth. Amen. Let's go. And today we'll be reading Deuteronomy 4 through 6. Now Israel, listen to the statutes and ordinances I am teaching you to follow, so that you may live, enter, and take possession of the land the Lord, the God of your ancestors, has given you. You must not add anything to what I command you, or take anything away from it, so that you may keep the commands of the Lord your God I am giving you. Your eyes have seen what the Lord did at Baal-peor, for the Lord your God destroyed every one of you who followed Baal-peor. But you who have remained unfaithful to the Lord your God are all alive today. Look, I have taught you the statutes and ordinances the Lord my God has commanded me, so that you may follow them in the land you are entering to possess. Carefully follow them, for this will show your wisdom and understanding in the eyes of the people. When they hear about all the statutes, they will say, "This great nation is indeed a wise and understanding people. For what great nation is there that has a God near to, as the Lord our God to us is whenever we call to him? And what great nation has righteous statutes and ordinances like this entire law I set before you today? Only be on your guard and diligently watch yourselves, so that you don't forget the things your eyes have seen, and so that they slip from your mind as long as you live. Teach them to your children and your grandchildren. The day you stood before the Lord your God at Horeb, the Lord said to me, assemble the people before me, and I will let them hear my words, so that they may learn to fear me all the days they live on the earth, and may instruct their children. You came near and stood at the base of the mountain, a mountain blazing with fire into the heavens, and enveloped it into a totally black cloud. Then the Lord spoke to you from the fire. You kept hearing the sound of the words, but didn't see a form. There was only a voice. He declared this covenant to you. He commanded you to follow the 10 Commandments, which he wrote on 2 stone tablets. At the time the Lord commanded me to teach your statutes and ordinances for you to follow in the land you are about to cross into the possess. Diligently watch yourselves, because you did not see any form of the day the Lord spoke to you out of the fire of Horeb. So you don't act corruptly and make an idol for yourselves in the shape of any figure, a male or female form, or the form of any animal on the earth, and any winged creature that flies in the sky, any creature that crawls in the ground, or any fish in the waters under the earth. When you look at the heavens and see sun, moon, and stars, all the stars in the sky, do not be led astray to bow and worship to them and serve them. The Lord your God has provided them for all people everywhere under heaven. But the Lord selected you and brought you out of Egypt's iron furnace to be with the people of the inheritance as you are today. The Lord was angry with me on your account. He swore that I would not cross the Jordan and enter the good land the Lord your God has given you as an inheritance. I won't be crossing the Jordan because I'm going to die in this land, but you are about to cross over and take possession of this good land. Be careful not to forget the covenant of the Lord your God that he made with you, and make an idol for yourselves in the shape of anything he has forbidden you. For the Lord your God is consuming fire, a jealous God. When you have children and grandchildren and have been in the land a long time, and if you act corruptly, make an idol in the form of anything, and do what is evil in the sight of the Lord your God, angry him, I call heaven and earth as witness against you today that you will quickly perish from the land you are about to cross the Jordan to possess. You will not live long there, but you will certainly be destroyed. The Lord will scatter you among the peoples, and you will be reduced to a few survivors, along with the nations where the Lord your God will drive you. There will be worship man-made gods of wood and stone, which cannot see, hear, eat, or smell. But from there you will search for the Lord your God, and you will find him when you seek him with all your heart and all your soul. When you are in distress and all these things have happened to you in the future, you will return to the Lord your God and obey him. He will not leave you, destroy you, or forget the covenant with your ancestors that he swore to them by oath, because the Lord your God is a compassionate God. Indeed, ask about the earlier days that preceded you, from the day God created mankind on earth, and from the one end of the heavens to the other. Has anything like this great event ever happened, or has anything like it been heard of? Has the people heard God's voice speaking from the fire as you have, or lived? Or has a God attempted to go and take a nation of his own out of another nation, by trials, signs, wonder, and war, by a strong hand and an outstretched arm? By great terrors, as the Lord your God did for you in Egypt before your eyes, you were shown these things, so that you would know that the Lord is God, that there is no other besides him. He let you hear his voice from heaven to instruct you. He showed you this great fire on earth, and you heard his words from the fire. Because he loved your ancestors, he chose their descendants after them and brought you out of Egypt by his presence and great power, to drive out before your nations greater and stronger than you, and bring you to and give you their land as an inheritance, as now taken place. Today, recognize and keep in mind that the Lord is God in heaven above and the earth below. There is no other. Keep his statutes and commands, which I am giving you today, so that you and your children after you may prosper, and so that you may live long in the land the Lord your God is giving you for all time. Then Moses set apart 3 cities across the Jordan to the east. Someone could flee there who committed manslaughter, killing his neighbors accidentally without previously hating him. He could flee to one of these cities and stay alive. Bezar in the wilderness and the plateau land belonging to the Reubenites, Ramoth and Gilad belonging to the Gadites, or Golan of Bashan belonging to the Manassites. This is the law Moses gave Israelites. These are the decrees, statutes, and ordinances Moses proclaimed to form after they came out of Egypt, across the Jordan and in the valley facing Beth Peor in the land of King Sihon and the Amorites. He lived in Heshbon, and Moses and the Israelites defeated him after they came out of Egypt. They took possession of the land in the land of Og, king of Bashan, the 2 Amorite kings who were across the Jordan to the east, from Ur, the rim of Arnon Valley as far as Mount Sinon, and all that Arba on the east side of the Jordan, far as the Dead Sea below the slopes of Pisgah. Moses summoned all Israel and said to them, Israel, listen to the statutes and ordinances I am proclaiming as you hear them today. Learn and follow them carefully. The Lord our God made a covenant with us at the Horeb. He did not make this covenant with our ancestors, but with all of us who are alive here today. The Lord spoke to you face from the fire on the mountain. At that time I was standing between the Lord and you to report the word of the Lord to you, because you were afraid of the fire and did not go up the mountain. And he said, I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the place of slavery. Do not have any other gods besides me. Do not make an idol for yourselves in the shape of anything in the heavens above, or on the earth below, or in the waters under the earth. Do not bow and worship to them, and do not serve them, because I, your Lord God, am a jealous God, bringing the consequences of the father's iniquity to the children, to the 3rd and 4th generations of those who hate me, but showing faithful love to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commands. Do not misuse the name of the Lord your God, because the Lord will not leave anyone unpunished who misuses his name. Be careful to remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy as the Lord your God has commanded you. You are to labor 6 days and do all your work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath to the Lord your God. Do not do any work, you, your son or your daughter, your male or female slave, or your ox or donkey, any of your livestock, or the resident alien who lives within your city gates, so that your male and female slaves may rest as you do. Remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt, and the Lord your God brought you out of there with a strong hand and an outstretched arm. That is why the Lord your God has commanded you to keep the Sabbath day. Honor your father and mother, as the Lord your God has commanded you, so that you may live long, and so that you may prosper in the land the Lord your God has given you. Do not murder. Do not commit adultery. Do not steal. Do not give dishonest testimony against your neighbors. Do not covet your neighbor's wife, or desire your neighbor's house, his field, his male or female slave, his ox or donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor. The Lord spoke these commands in a loud voice to your entire assembly from the fire cloud and total darkness of the mountain. He added nothing more. He wrote them on 2 stone tablets and gave them to me. All of you approached me with your tribal leaders and elders when you heard the voice from the darkness, and while the mountain was blazing with fire. You said, Look, the Lord your God has shown us his glory and greatness, and we have heard his voice from the fire. Today we have seen that God speaks with a person, yet he still lives. But now, why should we die? This great fire will consume us, and we will die if we hear the voice of the Lord our God any longer. For who out of all humanity has heard the voice of the living God speaking from the fire as we have and lived? Go near and listen to everything the Lord our God says. Then you can tell us everything the Lord our God tells you. We will listen and obey. The Lord heard your words when you spoke to me. He said to me, I have heard the words that these people have spoken to you. Everything they have said is right. If only they had such a heart to fear me and keep all my commands away, so that their children would prosper forever. Go and tell them, return to your tents, but you stand here with me, and I will tell you every command. These statutes and ordinances you are to teach them, so that they may follow them in the land I am giving you to possess. Be careful to do as the Lord your God has commanded you. You are not to turn aside to the right or the left. Follow the whole instruction the Lord your God has commanded you, so that you may live, prosper, and have a long life in the land you possess. This is the command, the statutes and ordinances the Lord your God has commanded me to teach you, so that you may follow them in the land you are about to enter and possess. Do this so that you may fear the Lord your God the days of your life by keeping all his statutes and commands I am giving you, your son and your grandson, and so that you may have a long life. Listen, Israel, be careful to follow them, so that you may prosper and multiply greatly, because the Lord, the God of your ancestors, has promised you a land flowing with milk and honey. Listen, Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord with your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength. These words that I'm giving you today are to be in your heart. Repeat them to your children. Talk about them when you sit in the house, when you walk along the road, when you lie down, and when you get up. Bind them as a sign as your hand, and let them be a symbol on your forehead. Write them on your doorpost of your house and on your city gates, remembering God through obedience. When the Lord your God brings you into the land he swore to your ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that he would give you a land with large and beautiful cities that you did not build, houses full of every good thing that you did not fill them with, cisterns that you did not dig, and vineyards of olive groves that you did not plant. And when you eat and are satisfied, be careful not to forget the Lord who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the place of slavery. Fear the Lord your God, worship him, and take your oaths in his name. Do not follow other gods, the gods of peoples around you, for the Lord your God who is among you is a jealous God. Otherwise, the Lord your God will become angry with you and liberate you from the face of the earth. Do not test the Lord with your God as you tested him at Massah. Carefully observe the commands of the Lord your God, the decrees and statutes he has commanded you. Do what is right and good in the Lord's sight, so that you may prosper, and so that you may enter and possess the good land that the Lord your God swore to give your ancestors, by driving out all your enemies before you, as the Lord has said. When your son asks you in the future, what is the meaning of the decrees, statutes, and ordinances the Lord your God has commanded you? Tell him, we were slaves of Pharaoh in Egypt, but the Lord brought us out of Egypt with a strong hand. Before our eyes the Lord inflicted great and devastating signs and wonders of Egypt on Pharaoh and all his household. But he brought us from there in order to lead us in and give us the land that we swore to our ancestors. The Lord commanded us to follow all these statutes and the fear the Lord our God for our prosperity, always in our preservation as it is today. Righteousness will be ours if we are careful to follow every one of his commands before the Lord our God, as he has commanded us. Okay, guys, I will see y'all tomorrow for day 49. May y'all have a blessed day. Shalom.